अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। वंशकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So thank you for the warm welcome, and I would also like to welcome all the devotees and guests to our Sunday Feast program. Today it's indeed very inspiring to come to an association of devotees who are eager to serve Krishna, they're eager to hear about Krishna, they're eager to connect with Krishna. There is a story that I heard in the Himalayas. Once upon a time, I was in the Himalayas also. Only for a few days I was trekking to a few holy places. So I met many locals and sadhus, and I asked some of the locals, can you tell me a story about this place, a particular lake? And they said, this is the lake where Vyasadeva remains submerged. I'd never heard that before. So, well, I accepted what I was told at face value, and I asked them that why does he remain submerged here in this lake? They said because it is Kali Yuga. So now I was interested. So I said, what is the story? They said, there were some sages, some saintly personalities. They had studied the scriptures and they wanted to know what is the path that one must follow in the present age of Kali Yuga. So they thought, let us approach the author of all the scriptures. Let us go to Vyasadeva. So they went to Vyasadeva's ashram in Upper Badri. Vyasadeva wasn't there. But they found a note on his refrigerator. He had left a note. I'm out. Will be gone a while. If you want to know where I am, sometimes you have those ankle tracing equipment on your ankles. You can trace someone, what is it called? The ankle belt or something like that. So he said, if you want to know where I am, just use your app, your application, your app on your smartphone to trace out my ankle belt. So that is what they did. They traced him out to this lake. Nowhere to be seen. According to the application, according to the app that they were using, he was right there. So being intelligent people, they thought that maybe he's underwater. So they called out loudly, "Oh Vyasadeva, oh Vyasadeva, oh Vyasadeva." No response. So they used an underwater sonic machine to send out vibrations, sound. Oh Vyasadeva. Vyasadeva suddenly emerged. What is it? What is the process for this age of Kali? As soon as Vyasadeva hears the word Kali, he goes, Vishnu, 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 and submerges himself back. Hey, wait. Please. We need the answer to that question. So Vyasadeva says that simply by hearing the word Kali can contaminate our consciousness. And therefore I keep myself submerged in the water of this Kali lake. And this is just a story. I don't have. If you want a reference, then you could you could go to Haridwar, take a bus through Rishikesh and Devaprayag, and take a small trail towards Triyogi Narayan. And one of the villages there. The one that after 2 kilometers you have a black rock, from there you turn right, and then you see a small hole in the ground, and from there you turn left. Those directions. Vyasadeva said this age of Kali is so contaminating that simply if one hears the name Kali, our heart gets polluted. Hey Vyasadeva, but we cannot always be like, we can't be like you, we cannot keep ourselves submerged underwater, so what is the hope for us? Vyasadeva says, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Boop, he goes back underwater. They said, what was that Hare Krishna, Hare Ram something? Come on, again, we need to hear that again. Vyasadeva comes out and says, yes, how can I help you? How do we find liberation in this age of Kali? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Vyasadeva submerged again. Did we hear it right? Yes. They are wondering, did we hear it right? Because they weren't at a Hare Krishna temple. If you're at a Hare Krishna temple, you know you've heard it right. So to confirm what they have heard, they again call out to Vyasadeva. Oh Vyasadeva, Vyasadeva comes out. Again emerges from the depths of the lake. Yes. What is the process for this age of Vyasadeva? Before he can hear the word Kali, he goes, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. The holy names are the only potent process in this present age of Kali Yuga. So the sages, they take residence in the various parts of the Himalayan ranges and they fulfill the mission of their human life by chanting Hare Krishna. So it's very inspiring to be amongst people, devotees, who are inclined to taking shelter of the holy names. It is indeed one's great fortune. However, when we come to the temple or when you come to the association of devotees, we come with certain ideas, preconceived notions, certain assumptions. And we were discussing assumptions yesterday. I'll tell you the story of a professor from an Ivy League institute on the flight. He was on a flight to some place for a conference. He had a co-passenger with him, somebody in the seat next to him. And the gentleman seemed to be very sleepy. By the time the professor sat in his seat, he saw that his co-passenger was already in deep sleep. But this professor had this OCD. He had this compulsive nature that he couldn't for a moment sit quiet. He needed to have some kind of discussion. So he poked at his co-passenger. Hello? Hello? Knock, knock. Anyone there? Hello? Yes. There's a sleepy answer. Well, I'm Professor so-and-so. Okay. He goes out to sleep. Hey, wait. And who are you? I'm sleepy. So the professor says, he understands that this is a very tricky situation. So, because of his own need, he comes up with an idea which he thinks would be interesting to everyone. His idea is that he asks a question and his co-passenger should be able to answer that, give the answer to that question. And to make it a little interesting, he says, if you know the answer, I'll give you $500. If you don't know the answer, you give me $50. And then you get to ask me a question, and if I give you the answer, then you give me $50. If I don't know the answer, you get $500. So the sleepy man, he doesn't wake up, but he knows he can't get out of this situation. So he says, okay, you ask a question. He says, if I am traveling at the speed of light and I have covered a distance of X kilometers, this is Canada. So, how much time would it take me to reach a distance of Y kilometers? The sleepy man says, here's $50, keep quiet now. Yeah? You know, one of those occasions where you're so sleepy and you need a place to sleep and you're saying, hey, take $20, you take $30, just let me sleep. He was in that situation. But the professor says, no, wait. Now you have to ask me a question. So the man says, all right. What creature enters a Hare Krishna temple with 3 legs and comes out with 4? He doesn't know. That's a shock for him. He does some research on the internet. So in the meanwhile, the passenger enjoys at least 45 minutes of sleep. Because the professor is not finding the answer, so he's looking up all the archives. Finally, he gives up and he says, here's $500, I don't know. The man says, oh, thank you. Pockets of $500, goes up to sleep. Wait, you have to tell me what is the answer. What goes into the Hare Krishna temple with 3 ears and comes out with 4? 3 legs and comes out with 4. He says, I don't know, just $50. So he got to sleep, some minimal disturbances, and he also earned $400. You have to pay $50 for the first question that he did not answer. So a gentleman from this Ivy League Institute was confident, he had assumed safely that he knew the answers to all questions. Well, he never anticipated a situation where a question could be so vague that the question actually did not have real existence. But what can you do? Those are the rules of the game that he himself said. Why? Because he assumed certain things. So sometimes assumptions not only lead us into an embarrassing situation, they may make us lose $400. Lose money too. There's another story like that. This is of a young boy. Gujaratis here? Are there Gujaratis here?
Oh, yeah.
We are in trouble.
My heart is with you. Probably Gujarati. Yeah, couple. Couple is Canadian. The couple's middle name is Gujarati. Sorry. So there's this Gujarati boy. He's attending a school. At the school, it is a missionary school. It's nothing. It's not any mission connected to Gujarat. So there are some. There's a lesson that is being taught about the Creator, about God. So they are being taught, and they are being told that how God is XYZ, according to what the mission believes in. So they put this question to all these students. If you answer our question correctly, if you give the right answer to a question, then you get a free trip to Disneyland, Disney World. So all the children are interested. So everyone except our boy is not Gujarati. Only the boy is Gujarati. That is his ethnicity. He comes from that ethnic background. So the boy is being targeted here. So he's asked the question, so who's God? The boy stands up and he says, XYZ is God. Oh, you get a free trip to, here's the coupon, free trip to Disneyland. So he goes home. He shows this free coupon that gives him he shows his coupon that gives him a free trip to Disney World to his grandfather. His grandfather asks him, where did you get this coupon from? How did you get it? And he said, well, all I had to do was give an answer. What was the question? The question was, who's God? What did you say? He said, XYZ. The grandfather says, that is not a tradition. A tradition is Krishna is God. Krishna is God. The boy says, I know. So why didn't you give that answer? He said, business is business. Sorry. If you are Gujarati, then you can understand and laugh at this joke. So here again we see that there was an assumption. Yes, somebody made an assumption that this boy would This is what the boy is being indoctrinated in. The boy has also made an assumption that this is what this person wants to hear. Om se filter to this new way. So life is full of assumptions, as we were discussing yesterday. Today, we will speak about a particular incident, a particular episode that has been described in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. Please listen carefully. I will always say that because that makes me feel very important. So please listen carefully. Before the appearance of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, there were several great personalities who by their very presence were purifying the planet Earth. One of such personalities was Haridas Thakur. Haridas Thakur was a young man. There's not much known about the birth and the early childhood of Thakur Haridas, but what has been explained is that the situation of his birth and his early childhood was not really favorable to chanting Hare Krishna. But this boy had this natural inclination to hear about Krishna and to chant Krishna's names. So at a very young age, maybe in his tweens, he gave up his home, gave up his village, went in search of the association of saintly personalities, and specifically those who could teach him about Krishna, and they could teach him about the holy names. So in their association, Haridas Thakur became so addicted to the holy names that every day, all he could do, or every single moment, all his tongue could do was simply chant Hare Krishna. In this way, Haridas Thakur travelled to various places, and one fine day he was in a place known as Benapole. This is in present-day Bangladesh. In Benapole, he took up residence in a cave on the outskirts of the city in the forest because he wanted to have some solitude. So he sat in this cave and he was actually sharing this cave with another cave mate. It was a huge snake, bigger than the pythons found in Florida. Nowadays there are many pythons being found in Florida. Burmese pythons. Huge snake. And the snake it was so poisonous that his entire body would reek of this venom. There was this aroma of the venom that was erupting through every single bodily pore of this python. So the entire cave actually was full of this venomous aroma. It couldn't kill you, but it could definitely suffocate you. Haridas Thakur was very happy to be there because he knew that he would be undisturbed in the situation. No one would want to visit a cave where they would be suffocated, where they would feel suffocation. However, he was so effulgent, he was so pure, his personality was so attractive that very soon he was trending on social media. He was very popular. In fact, Hashtag Haridas Thakur went viral in Benapur. That was how popular he was. Another gentleman in the village of Benapur was a very pious gentleman, a great scholar, very learned in scriptures, helpful. And because of his helpful nature and because of his knowledge of scriptures, everybody in the village respected him, and the local king had conferred on him the title of the leader of the village. His name was Ramachandra, and because he was given the title of the leader of the village, or the leader of that community, in those days the title that was given was Khan. So he was called Ramachandra Khan. Yes, it's not Ramachandra Khan, no. It is Ramachandra Khan. Ramachandra Khan somehow, seeing how Haridas Thakur was becoming so popular day after day, he became very insecure. He thought that if this Haridas Thakur stayed here any longer, then Ramchandra Khan would no longer be a contender for the post of the president. He would lose the primaries. So he was convinced that he had to somehow or the other get rid of Haridas Thakur. But he knew that because he's so popular now, it would not be easy to send him away. So he came up with an idea, a strategy. He approached a very beautiful young girl. She had decided to use her qualities and serve other men in the profession of a prostitute. And she lived in the community of prostitutes. So Ramchandra Khan basically approached them. And Ramchandra Khan, he asked them to try and destroy the integrity, bring some kind of blemish on the character of Haridas Thakur. All of the prostitutes refused because these ladies were all very internet savvy. They knew that this was a great risk. Haridas Thakur was too popular. But this young girl, who was so confident of her qualities, of her abilities, that she accepted this offer of Ramchandra Khan as a challenge. She thought that if I could influence Thakur Haridas and enamor him, mesmerize him, then I would become very popular. Everybody would know my name. And in this way, I could walk the high ramp. That was one of her goals. So she accepted this as a challenge. So she researched on Haridas Thakur and she found that this person is so much attached to this sadhana that is performing, to his practice, the spiritual practice, that he's completely detached from any kind of distraction that would normally ruin the life of any being in this world, including the gods. Even the gods would succumb to distractions that Haridas Thakur easily was unaware of, completely untouched by. But because she was confident of her own abilities, within her own mind, she came up with a plan how she was going to achieve her goal. And she did her calculations, she did the math. And she realized that it would take her the whole of 3 days to get it done. So she told Ramchandra Khan that in 3 days' time, I am going to send Haridas Thakur on this 3-day, 2-night package tour on a cruise. I am so confident about it. She approached Haridas Thakur. He was in a secluded place, in the cave, in the forest, way away from the city. As she approached the cave, she saw that Haridas Thakur had planted a tulsi plant just outside the cave. She offered obeisances to the tulsi plant. Then she offered obeisances to Haridas Thakur. And the presence of Haridas Thakur affected her. She was unaware. She was unsure of what that effect really meant. She had never ever felt anything like that before. But then she remembered who she was and what she had come for. She had asked Ramchandra Khan to not put any CCTVs there. Not as yet. When she was ready, on the 3rd day they could install closed circuit cameras. However, she had come with her type-in camera. She adjusted that. And then she started addressing Thakur Haridas. Oh, you are such a wonderful saint. Saintly personalities have such compassion for all living entities. I am just another young girl in great distress. My mind has been completely captured by you. I am totally enamored by you. I beg you, as a distressed person seeking shelter of your saintly qualities, I beg you, please fulfill my desires. I would like to enjoy with you. Thakur Haridas looked at her. The look of intense compassion. He said, definitely. I will fulfill all of your desires. You have approached me as a saintly personality. You have approached me as a distressed person. It behooves me to help you. I will fulfill all of your desires. But there is a problem. The problem is, I'm just wanting to download an app on my system. The internet connection is not really good. So it's taking a while. If I'm not able to download this app, my mind won't be at rest and I won't be able to focus on anything else. So, I assure you that as soon as this application is downloaded, I will address your needs. So the young lady, she says, all right, I am also very internet savvy. I know when people want to download things, nothing can stop them, not even Lord Brahma. Right? So, She waited. Haridas Thakur said, I'm so sorry. You see, I have a total of 300,000 gigabytes to download. So it could take some time for me to do that. In the meanwhile, this application has a very peculiar function. As it is being downloaded, it sets off a sound vibration. You can hear a sound vibration. Why don't you just enjoy your time, the time that you are here? Why don't you just enjoy it by listening to the music? So it took Haridas Thakur the entire day. The day turned into night. She could not stay that night because the cameras would function. They did not have advanced cameras in those days with night vision. So she knew that her day had come to an end. So she said, "Oh, saintly personality, I have come with great hopes." And Thakur Haridas said, "Please, don't be aggrieved. Come tomorrow. I'm sure by tomorrow my application will be downloaded. And after that, I will fulfill all of your desires." So the next day she comes again, she pays obeisances to the sick man, she offers obeisances to Haridas Thakur, she sits down near Haridas Thakur. But interestingly, what has happened is that during the night when she is in the room, she connects that camera and downloads everything on a laptop. And all she can do throughout the night is simply look at the compassionate gaze that Haridas Thakur had given her. And it brought about some transformation within her, and she couldn't understand what that transformation was. She couldn't sleep well, but she didn't mind missing the sleep because that gaze of Haridas Thakur was so intriguing. It was so mystical, it was so mysterious. So the next day, with that impression at the back of her mind, she comes again. Thakur Haridas says, "I'm sorry." So, Thakur Haridas informed her that, this is India and the connectivity here is not good. Or it is Bangladesh, it's the same thing. So in the night, my application was not downloaded completely. I have to restart it today. So I'm again going to download my application. As it is being downloaded, you please sit down and enjoy the music, the sound vibration. The entire day passed. The application was not completely downloaded. She had to go back home. She comes back the third day. The same events are repeated on the third day. At the end of the third day, she has tears in her eyes. She falls at the feet of Haridas Thakur and she seeks forgiveness. Yes? You see, when Haridas Thakur was downloading that app, which is around 300,000 gigabytes, it is similar to an app that we download every day, some of us, about 25,000 gigabytes. You know what is that application? What is the application? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So for us to download that app every day, for those of us who have taken up a vow of fixed chanting a fixed number of rounds, it takes around 2 hours. Yeah? And with the best of the internet connection, it would take maybe 1.5 hours, 1 hour 45 minutes. So for 300,000 gigabytes to be downloaded, do the math. Please forgive me. Thakur Haridas says, I already knew why you had come. I was going to leave this place even before you had arrived. But then I stayed for you. Now that your heart is transformed, you stay here in this cave and you constantly chant Hare Krishna and you offer obeisances to Tulsi every day, and I will leave. And Haridas Thakur leaves. So in this 2016 updated version of the Chaitanya Charitamrita, where you have applications and downloads, there are three personalities who are making different kinds of assumptions. Ramchandra Khan is assuming that Haridas Thakur wants to usurp his position. He is assuming that Thakur Haridas is just like him. He is doing all of his spiritual practices just for name, fame, prosperity. He is assuming that just as he has weaknesses, Thakur Haridas has weaknesses too. And he is assuming that these weaknesses would be exposed, and therefore he approached the young lady. They can be exposed. So those were his assumptions. What did those assumptions lead to? They led to Ramchandra Khan's destruction. His occupation, his home, his village, everything was devastated. Then we have Thakur Haridas. He assumed that by staying there, the young lady who had exhibited certain qualities, she would transform. He assumed that the holy names had the potency to transform her consciousness. Well, this assumption was based on his own experience and his established faith in the process of chanting Hare Krishna. So those were his assumptions. What was the net result of his assumptions? The young lady did transform into a great saintly personality, such a saintly personality that people from near and far would come to associate with her. And she would give them wonderful spiritual instructions and advice. And the young lady also had assumptions. She had assumptions about her own efficacy, her own prowess, her own capabilities. She was so sure that she could enamor the consciousness and the minds of any and every man on this planet, that she took up to trying to distract Haridas Thakur as a challenge, just to sharpen her own qualities, just to test how good she was. That was her assumption. Her assumption was that she was too good. She also assumed that Thakur Haridas is an ordinary mortal with weaknesses, with regular weaknesses that are found in any ordinary mortal. Now, the fact that ordinary mortals are ordinary mortals is true. Haridas Thakur is an ordinary mortal. The only difference is that this ordinary mortal has an extraordinary connection with an extraordinary being within his heart that most ordinary mortals don't have. It's like someone with superpowers, they do something with their hands like that and they throw it at the villain, and the villain is zapped. It's like they're making chapati or something like that, a laddu. Someone is zapped. Because we connect to certain powers that are there, which are superpowers. So Haridas Thakur is an ordinary mortal, however deeply connected to the extraordinary being, the Paramatma within his heart. So her assumption about Haridas Thakur was wrong. Haridas Thakur's assumption about the efficacy of the holy names was right. Ramchandra Khan's assumption about Haridas Thakur and assumption about the young lady and how expert she was wrong. Ramchandra Khan was devastated, the young lady was transformed, and Thakur Haridas was correct. Three people in a similar scenario, three different kinds of assumptions, and there are three different results of those assumptions. Why? And that is a question that we were asking yesterday too. Why is that? Because essentially, each one of us has certain core values within us. Or we have the ability to inculcate certain core values within us. What are core values? In the 16th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, these core values have been defined. Can I have the Bhagavad Gita? Yeah. So these are the core values that are inherently within every living entity, or we can inculcate them within our consciousness, within our beings. We can adopt them. Are you ready? Have you heard of the 16th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita? Thank you for being honest. Friends, there is a 16th chapter to the Bhagavad Gita too. Hear one, hear all. Would you like to read that? Into the mic. Just the translation.
The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, fearlessness, purification of the one's existence, cultivation of spiritual knowledge, charity, self-control, performance of sacrifice, study of the Vedas, austerity, simplicity, non-violence, truthfulness, freedom from anger, renunciation, tranquility, aversion of fault-finding, compassion for all living entities, freedom from covetousness, gentleness, modesty, steady determination, vigor, forgiveness, fortitude, cleanliness, and freedom from envy and from a passion for honor. These transcendental qualities, O son of Bharata, belong to godly men endowed with divine nature.
Thank you, Kapil. So these are the qualities that belong to godly men endowed with the divine nature. So this is the first three verses of the 16th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. But that is not all. Kapil is going to reveal something more to us. Next verse. Yes.
Pride, arrogance, conceit, anger, harshness, and ignorance. These qualities belong to those of demonic nature, O son of Bharata.
Thank you, Kapil. Did you like that? Which ones did you like? These are called as core values. There are certain core values that are referred to as divine, and there are certain that are referred to as demoniac. Now, if you could just, if you had paid attention, you'd be very happy to see that there are about 26 divine qualities. And there are only 6 demonic qualities being mentioned. sometimes we feel that the negative qualities actually are too many. And the good qualities are like, oh, maybe simplicity, humility, just a few, we can count them on the fingertips. But Bhagavad Gita, the 16th chapter, is explaining that there's a super Walmart, a super mart of divine qualities. One or two or a combination of more and or all of them are all helpful. They are all divine in nature. Even one of them can actually protect one's consciousness from degradation. Similarly, of the 6 that are mentioned as a demonic qualities, even one of them can completely degrade our consciousness. Or a combination of more than one. Ramchandra Khan, his core values were of the demonic nature. Haridas Thakur, his core values were of the divine nature. What do you think was the core value of the young lady? Divine? Combination?
She was oscillating.
She was oscillating.
She was wandering between these two qualities.
She was wandering between these two qualities. Any other answers? I think we've covered all the options, right?
All of above.
Divine, mixture, oscillation, wandering. So, her core value was divine. Of the 26 qualities that have been mentioned here, there is one quality that is known as Sattva Samshuddhi, purification of one's existence. She had that divine quality. It was covered over by a layer of unfavorable qualities. It was covered over by a layer of unfavorable qualities. That layer could not influence, could not dent her core value. Because as soon as she saw, is that a tongue twister? She saw Haridas Thakur and the Tulsi plant, her core value, which is purification of one's existence, reflexly made her offer obeisances. And Thakur Haridas could see that core value. He could see the layer covering her core value, and he understood. Her core value is divine. She doesn't understand it as of yet. But as soon as it will be revealed, she will understand her core value. It took Haridas Thakur 3 days of association. He gave her 3 days of association of the holy names. As he was deeply engrossed in chanting Krishna's holy names, 300 gigabytes, 300,000 gigabytes. So Krishna's holy names, as he was downloading it within his own consciousness. He was not downloading it into her consciousness. He was downloading that into his own consciousness. And the flavor of that download, the sound vibration, when she plugged it into that, she was influenced. She was influenced because her core value allowed her to be influenced. Ramchandra Khan was not influenced because his core value would not allow him to be influenced. Haridas Thakur always had divine qualities. So, if we have good core values, or if we have inculcated good core values, we have given time to adopt good core values, There may be a layer of ignorance, there may be a layer of unfavorable qualities covering our core value. But essentially, because we have good core values, it gives us a chance to change our assumptions. We assume the wrong assumptions. Based on that, we are heading towards a certain destination, which is not really a happy destination. However, if we have good core values, right now we may not be aware of those core values. Like every one of us who are right here, we have good core values essentially. We are not aware which one of the 26 qualities we have, or a combination of that. Because there are certain layers of ignorance that are covering our consciousness, our core values. We get a chance to transform. What is a transformation? A transformation is that we get a chance to revisit our assumptions. Revisiting assumptions, we get a chance to see that they are wrong assumptions. We get a chance to discard them, to delete them. And now we have been offered the chance to have correct assumptions. The process of Krishna consciousness is the process of transformation of one's consciousness from I consciousness to Krishna consciousness. From I enjoy consciousness to let serve Krishna consciousness. Krishna enjoy consciousness. What will bring about that transformation? Yes, association, yes. All the favorable instructions that we receive. But all of that will only be effective if we have good core values. And where do we find the good core values? In the supermart mentioned in the 16th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. One of the chapters that is generally looked over. Yes? Sometimes we are so unfortunate that we may miss out on how Krishna has offered us this supermart. 26 wonderful qualities. And we could adopt any one of them. We could be having some of them. All we need to do is become aware of it. The process of chanting Hare Krishna, the authentic process of chanting Hare Krishna, when we receive in a humble state of mind this mantra, that process is effective only when we have a certain core value. If that core value is not there, the process is not so effective. It may take a very long time, or there may be many obstacles. What is the core value needed to chant the holy names of the Lord? Anybody? Humility.
Surrender.
Surrender. Faith. Attentive. Sorry? Sincerity. Somebody else? Devotion.
And try not to commit offenses.
Try not to commit offenses. Faith. Trust. Oh, wow, we have our own supermarket. Isn't it? The collection of our collective consciousness. The mood. The core value is the mood in which we chant. And what is the mood? The mood is being the servant of the servant of the servant of the servant of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. What is the core value needed? to have effective chanting happen in our lives, what is the core value needed? Being the servant of the servant of the servant of the servant. Does it mean 4 times under, like 4 tiers down? Okay. In the class it was said servant of the servant of the servant of the servant. So let me go down 4 stairs, 4 tiers down. Being the servant of the servant, the mood is that I am the servant of everyone. Why am I the servant of everyone? Because that is who I am. I am eternally the servant of Krishna. Krishna has his devotees, and I am the servant of all of them. If we adopt this core value, the experience of chanting Hare Krishna is completely different. It's a whole new world. Trinadapi shuni chena taroriva sahishnuna manina manadena kirtaniya sadahari. Kirtaniya sadahari. Always chanting the holy names. In what state of mind? Finding oneself to be lower than the straw in the street, more tolerant than the tree, offering all respects to others and expecting none in return. So even this has been defined as what is the mood of being the servant of the servant of the servant. This is what in our 50th year of the incorporation of a movement ISKCON, we are trying to remember. This is what Srila Prabhupada brought from Vrindavan to the entire world. The mood in which one must be chanting Hare Krishna. The mood of Braj. The mood of Vrindavan. The mood of Vrindavan is, I am servant of everyone. To be the servant of Krishna is a privilege. Yesterday I was mentioning this. And if we are convinced that we are the servant of Krishna and Krishna's devotees, that is the greatest privilege that one can ever have. So let us be grateful, express our gratitude to Srila Prabhupada. He made that immense journey at an advanced age seem like an impossible task. But because Srila Prabhupada was downloading sufficient gigabytes every day, the sound vibrations that were coming off that download changed the hearts of millions on this planet. Today, we are sitting comfortably in this beautiful place. This is simply the glory of Srila Prabhupada's efforts that he put in bringing this mood to the entire planet. So let us chant Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And as many times as you can, let us focus on the mood. Let us try and adopt the proper mood, because as many times we try and do that, so many times we are afforded the opportunity to discard our wrong assumptions, give up our desires for fame, prestige, power, etc., 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 enjoyment, and be convinced that I will be happy with Krishna. Having the proper assumption. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Shri Prabhu ki jai. Shri Prabhupada ki jai.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
We thank Rohini Priya Prabhu for his wonderful lecture. Was the lecture good? Hare Bol. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. Once again, thank you, Prabhuji, for coming. It was nice. We got a really good association of yours. Now we have some changes from April. The temple timings will be same from Monday to Saturday throughout. The opening of the curtains same in the morning from 5 o'clock, closing at 12. In the evening, the curtain will open at 4 and close at 6:30. The Aarti will be at 6 o'clock. So these are the changes, and the schedule will stay as it is. And Ekadashi Atta. We have Ekadashi Atta in the gift shop available for $6, and Ekadashi is coming up on 3rd. So please, devotees, you can take that chance and buy the Atta. Hare Krishna. From now on, from April, Veena Mataji. Veena Mataji is taking over festivals, so I request her to come up and do the further announcements. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. I just have a couple of announcements. I just wanted to remind everybody that we do not throw any prasadam in the garbage. The food, our prasadam, has been offered to the deities. So if you're unable to take any prasadam home, please do humbly ask the volunteers in the kitchen to just pack your food for you so you can take it home. We also do have a plate stacking policy where you stack your plates and you stack your cups and you throw your tissues and spoons in the garbage. This ensures that people don't waste any prasadam, and it also helps with creating less garbage bags as well. I know that the weather is getting nicer, so hopefully more people will start coming to the temple. But I know our parking lot is not great. It's kind of small, but I humbly request everybody, please, if you do come a little later, to not double park in the parking lot. It just creates a little bit of trouble for when people need to leave a little bit early if they have some place to be as well, or if they have to wake up early the next day. You can park around the temple, but if you do want to come here early, Dwarkadish Prabhu did just announce the times for the temple program. So if you would please kindly park in the parking lot when there's space, but then you must find parking spots as well. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
As we mentioned last week, I think that we were restructuring Sunday school, and we've also put in new rules for the kids, including attending lecture. So for all the kids who weren't here during lecture, they have something to say to everybody.
Sorry for not attending lecture. We should have done it and we didn't, so yeah. Sorry for not attending lecture. Sorry for not attending lecture. Sorry for not attending lecture. I won't do it again. Sorry for not attending lecture. Sorry for not attending lecture.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
I just want to introduce myself. My name is Veena. For those that don't know me, I will be taking over the coordinating of the festivals. First, I'd like to thank Priya Mataji for doing such a wonderful job in scheduling and organizing the I will need your help and support with the festivals so that I can continue to do such a great job as she had done. I have a sign-up sheet at the back because I will be emailing out all the festivals, all our upcoming festivals, and the timings and the schedules and everything. So if you would like to be part of that email list, you can sign your name at the back and I'll add you to our festival group. I have a year at a glance, which I will also be posting at the back. But I'll be emailing this to all the people that would like it. This shows all our Ekadashis and all our major festivals that we'll be holding throughout the year. The green ones are our major festivals, where we will require cooking help and also sponsored feasts. So if you would like to cook or help with cooking or sponsor that feast, you can come and let me know. The blue, all our Ekadashis are in purple, sorry. Also, if you click, once I sent out this email, if you click on any one of those major events, it will actually take you to the ISKCON Desire, where it will show you a brief description of the importance of that auspicious day as well.
Great.
Help me with that, so I'll take the credit. It also tells you on the sides the fasting. If it's fasting from greens, fasting from till noon, or it's a full fast or whatever. And all the descriptions are at the bottom as well. So I will be emailing this out. So if you would like to be part of that and also keep up to date on our festivals here at the temple, please sign your name up. I do have a pretty big list of our regulars, but if there's anybody else, you can sign your name up there. So our next festival will be, Ekadashi is next Sunday on the 3rd, and Ram Navami is on the 15th. We will be celebrating Ram Navami. We'll be starting off with the reciting of the Ramayana on Thursday, the 14th, starting at 5 p.m. And it will go on till Friday, till 5 p.m. And then the program will start after that. So if you would like to be a part of the reciting of the Ramayana, you can get a hold of Raj Kumarji. I don't know if you want to stand up, Prabhuji. For those who don't know Raj Kumarji, this is Raj Kumarji. You can get a hold of him. Him and his family and his team have also sponsored that day for the festival, the cooking and the feast. Thank you, Prabhuji. Yeah, I think that's about it. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So thank you everyone for coming to our Sunday program and joining us in glorifying Shri Radha Madhavji, Lord Srinathji, Shri Gaurnita and Srila Prabhupada. Special thanks to His Grace Rohini Priya Prabhu and for coming this weekend and giving us your association, giving nice class, and I hope you will be here one more time before end of the year. Next Saturday, April 2nd, we have the Food for Life program, distribution of prasadam at mustard seed. So we are looking for sponsor and volunteers, so you can contact Ram Paul Prabhu. Is Ram Paul here? Can you stand up, please? So if you want to volunteer or sponsor, you can contact him. Saturday, April 9th, we will have the Japa program from 5 to 6 p.m. before the Aarti. It is already sponsored and everyone is welcome. And the 6-hour monthly program for the April will be on Saturday, April 30, from 12 to 6 before the Aarti, and Prasadam will be served after the Aarti. Today's feast and garlands, they are sponsored by Balaji Satyamurti and Radha Ramamurti on the occasion of their son's grain ceremony, and also from Jumur, Devanath and family. We have the following donations today. Surendrabhai Prajapati and family for garlands, $101. Dharam Raj and Prem Lakhan from Sparwood, BC, $109. Balaji Satyamurti and Radha Ramamurti towards today's prasadam and garlands, $501. Kapil and Veena Bharadwaj, $36. Rajiv Goyal, $53. Sachibran Gauranga Das and family, $201.
Rakesh Sharma, $20. Sanjay Jairam, $20. And Jumur Devnath and family, $301. I think that's about it. We'll sing the Prashadam prayer. Mahaprasade Govinde,
Mahaprasade Govinde,
Nama Brahmani Vaishnave,
Nama Brahmani Vaishnave,
Salpa Punya Ramrajan,
Alpa Punya Ramrajan,
Vishwasanaiva Jayate,
Vishwasanaiva Jayate,
Sarireya Vidyacha,
Sarireya Vidyacha,
Yodindriya Chaheka,
Yodindriya Chaheka,
Jiva Pele Vishaya Shagare,
Jiva Pale Sai Shagare,
Kala Mante Jivati,
Nara Mande Jivati,
Lobha Moy Shidurmati,
Loba Moy Sadurmati,
Ake Cheta Kapil Samsare,
Ake Deka Samsare,
Krishna Bharo Daya Moy,
Krishna Bharo Daya Moy,
Kori Bare Jiva Jai,
Jodi Vare Jiva Jai,
Shana Prasadi Lobhai,
Anna Sada Dilo Bhai,
Sayam Nanugraham,
Jaya Rao,
Radha Krishna Gurva,
Radha Krishna Gurava,
Vivida Kosi Chaitanya,
Viveda Kosi Chaitanya,
Jai Nimai Jai
Jai Mai, Jai
Krishna Mahaprashadam Ki Jai.
Hare Krishna. Due to the time constraint, Rohini Priya Prabhu couldn't take any question. If you have any question or personally meet him after this blessings, you can come and meet him over here. He'll be waiting pretty much another couple hours. So have a line up and then meet with him. Hare Krishna.
So everyone take blessing and go down to Prashadam. Hare Krishna.